Kim still there?
Attention, planet Earth. We are the Reapers. After a busy day invading your planet and building mass relays, do as we do. Kick back, relax, and listen to the Overseas Connection podcast. No microphones are harmed during the making of this show.
Hi everybody and welcome to the Overseas Connection podcast, the official podcast of Gaming for the Elderly. That's a mature gaming audience, and I am your host this evening, the annoying accent, that annoying Northern Ireland accent that grinds so many of our listeners, and I apologise for that, but it's your host, it's Bongo the Sane, it's Robin Tate here, and I am in Ballymena, Northern Ireland on a snowy, cold January day. And we have a diverse and wonderful cast this evening. And you can hear them. I can't even control them already. Of course, we have Kim, we have Fraser, and we have Mark. Mark, good evening. You are spinning the wheels this evening, and how are you, sir?
The wheels keep stopping. But yeah, I'm going very well, thanks. And another dodgy accent from West Yorkshire in the main island of the UK. No snow for us. I don't know if you've got any snow, Robin. I know we've hit the... Yeah, we've had the tail end of that storm from for the US of A. But yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm spot on, thank you.
Good.
I'm nice to be on the podcast. We have no Greg DeLacy this evening. Poor old Greg and his missus and his young'un are all pretty sick. They've got the lurgy and they've sort of spread it around all of them. So God bless them. So here we are with the inmates are ruling the asylum this week once again, and hopefully we'll have a bit of a good show. Speaking of a man with snow, we've seen the photographs today. Fraser Moores, Fumu himself in Canada. How are you, sir? You're here?
I am great, thanks. I was only about to say great.
That's
not
President
at all.
Business to you.
Yeah, no, I am great, President Business. I am wonderful, thanks very much. Yeah, I've had a good week. Podcasting at sensible hour. It's a beautiful hour to podcast. I've just had my dinner. Great walk in the snow today. Good 6 miles on the kids. Hopefully they'll be a bit quiet. It's, yeah, life is good.
So look, we've seen some photographs of you today, and was that like an outside loo you were in? We've seen photographs of an outside. Was that an outside portaloo?
Yeah,
or what was that?
It's an outside toilet. Yeah.
Was it all frozen? Was it frozen piss?
No, I mean, there's it's dug deep enough so that it doesn't.
All right.
So yeah, it's.
What if you fell down it?
That's the loo from your house, I would assume. Then that's what you do. You trot down to the back of the garden and go to the toilet there.
We don't have running water up here in Canada yet. It's still, Kim, unlike the very, very progressive United States of America below us, Canada is many, many decades behind, and we have yet to have flowing water within the house, yet let alone hot water.
Let alone a flush, a decent flush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have eloquent politicians like Donald Trump and people like that in Canada either.
No. We have a very, very brash, bilingual liberal up here. He's awful stuff. No. I mean, we would take Trump any day over the well-educated, mild-mannered Justin Trudeau.
Well,
socialist leanings.
Speaking of Trump, we have his running mate tonight, and that would be Kim. Gamer girl.
Well,
how's the campaign going? You missed a conference the other night, and you went to a veterans thing instead. So how did that go for you?
I think it went well. Nobody tried to kill me. I'm still here, so no assassination attempts. So I think I'm doing all right.
But you were carrying a
I
shotgun.
Had a bit of a... You've had a bit of a cold this week, Kim, as well.
Just a little bit, yeah. It's you can't see him. This little guy right here. He's passed on his illness to me because apparently that's what they're good for, the sharing. So so
Yeah,
it's
well,
making rounds around the podcast apparently this weekend. So
well, hopefully
everybody's got a touch of something.
I really do. Yeah, well, we all have a touch of something. I really don't want to catch anything. I can't afford to catch anything. I'm so busy. Personal life and work life is just crazy, and I cannot afford to be sick. I just had a crazy week this week, just unbelievable. Yesterday was just a nightmare. I have a customer is opening a brand new store on Monday morning, and the company I work with, so we supply a lot of ice cream equipment, yes, and catering equipment. And it's a convenience store, and has a big deli in it, and there's a coffee unit in it, and it has these lovely graphic doors, and we supply the machines and the stand with the lovely graphics on it. And my guys went to the printers to pick all the doors up, all nicely printed on Thursday evening. They weren't ready, so I drove the 100-odd miles down to my warehouse on Friday morning to pick them up, drove them up to my client and clipped them onto the doors, to realize that they've all been printed upside down. So, okay, fair enough. Friday afternoon, bit of a panic gone. I jump into the car immediately, drive back down to the printers again, marking all the doors the way they need to be done, tell them I'm on my way so they can output the stuff, get them all printed up again, get them back into the car, drive them 100 miles back to Belfast, clip them onto the coffee unit, and have a small meltdown as two of the graphics it printed wrong again, and I'm sitting going, and I had one of my fitters down the back, and he just looked up and shook his head. And I thought, oh no. So yeah, that was one of the small things that went wrong this week, and there was just a series of everything I touched turned to shite this week. Yeah, so Monday morning, because I went frigate Friday night. Yeah, you'll have to wait. You'll have to open that way. So Monday morning, I'm going to shoot someone, I think. So there you are.
It might help you feel better.
Yeah. Well, I'm having my little glass of whiskey as I podcast now, as I raise a glass to my father, who has passed a year today, and we'll raise a glass to my father and dedicate the show tonight to my father. So there we go. So anything else strange happened with you through the week? I've had enough strangeness.
No, pretty normal week for me. Busy at work, but
no, nothing strange.
Oh,
I
right.
curled
Okay.
well. I went curling last night. I curled a storm. That was pretty weird.
Curling. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Okay.
to curl well. That's weird. Going curling's not weird.
some may say.
Some may say we've heard enough curling to last us a lifetime, and we've only heard about it twice. Okay, so let's get this thing going. This is a video game podcast, and we're going to talk about the games that we've been playing over the last week or so. And I would like to be a sexist, misogynist pig and ask Kim to go first, because I'm old-fashioned that way. Kim, what have you been up to in your gaming time?
Not a whole lot. Like I said, I've had a barfing 2-year-old, but the time I did get to play, I've been playing a little Gems of War. I've been playing some more of that, and I played some more Diablo 3 this week because some little midget over here likes to watch me kill bad guys. So we played a little Diablo 3 this week too. So
Is that Reaper of Souls? Yeah.
yes, it is. So
Because I heard that there's a big update has happened, and there's a whole pile more content, I believe, over
yeah,
the last
there
month or
is.
so.
I haven't made it that far yet, but there is.
They're still rolling stuff out for that.
Yeah, very much.
Wow, that's good, isn't it?
And Gems of War is a match. I'm not even going to talk about it, Kim. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing. It's a match 3 iPhone game.
Doesn't that belong down in
yeah.
the Clash of Clans section?
Yeah, it's like a mobile game that got mutated into a console game, if you ask me. But it's if you're killing half an hour or whatever, it's a good way to kill a half an hour when it's not being buggy as hell. So
And is there anything more to it than just match 3? Is there?
no, that's pretty much it. They pitch you up against 3 bad guys, and you match the gems. And as you match, I think it's 3 skulls, and you get power ups for your weapons. So then you can go over, you can make a hit on the bad guys, and eventually the goal is you kill the bad guys and get their souls and build up the souls to train your own team. So it's kind of like Hexic on Speed or something. So
Oh.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, shh. Oh, what's wrong? What's happening?
We're
Sorry, I
hunting
have a
rabbits.
commentator over here, and he's I don't know what he's doing.
Oh dear. Oh, okay, right. Well, fair enough. Like, well, I love the old Diablos, and I keep on going back to it. In fact, I have it on disc, and I bought it again digitally over Christmas just to have it, because
It was on sale, wasn't it? Over Christmas, yeah.
I think I just bought everything, but I love it, and it's one of those things that you can drop into and you can play a bit. Don't have to think that much about it, and I just love it. I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th trip right round it, as well as all the sort of multiplayer-y stuff. So, yeah, no, it's
Enjoying
good.
it. It's awesome. I kind of wish now I'd started playing it earlier than I did, but it's all right. I'm getting in there now, so that's the important thing.
Yeah, well,
I fired it up actually because I saw it was on there thanks to Robin. But one of the things I have that is a problem is that my PS3 save seems to be lost to the ether. So
You've had to
starting
start
from
again.
scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to figure out a way somehow, see if I, because you can tie it all in. Somehow you can tie into your BattleNet account, and
Mhm.
you should be able to get it back. But I've just got to. That means I've got to hook up my PS3 and do all that sort of stuff, and get a copy of Diablo for PS3. But
Yeah, I had one on my
I think-
360, but it was only level 7, so I let her slide. I started over.
there's a really interesting challenge in it. I think, Mark, you've done it, which is to play all the way through in one life without being killed.
I'm halfway
and that-
through, and that's on the PS4 version, yeah. I
Yeah,
need
so
to go
I've
back to
done
that,
that.
actually. Yeah. It's hardcore.
And it actually puts a whole new dimension onto the game, because before, when you were getting right down to the last of the health, you're really panicking at times. So it's a whole new twist. Yeah, Diablo is a game great. I can't wait for the next iteration of it. I'm sure it'll be more of the same, but yeah, it's good. What about yourself, Mark? What have you been up to?
A bit more Rebel Galaxy. Still plodding on with that. Got progressed a bit further in the story missions. Still enjoying it. Still really, really good. It's it's at Elite itch, but you can like drop in and out of it so easy. Whereas Elite is a massive time commitment. But this you can just pick up and play for 5-10 minutes, no problem at all. So I'm just working on sort of like getting some really good weaponry now. I've done about 4 different jumps now, so I'm on the like 4th planet up. Well,
Yep.
planet, solar system up. So I can get like Mark 4 weapons now, and Mark 4 shields and stuff. So yeah, it's getting there. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, we have it. We'll go to it at some stage or another, but
Yeah.
yeah, not at the moment. I'm
Yeah.
I'm rushing through some of these here. Sorry to rush you on, because there is
That's
one big
right.
one that
Yeah.
I sort of need to talk to.
Yeah, that's why
I see
I'm
you're
leaving
doing
to
a bit
last.
more-
Yeah.
a bit more of your Christmas present, a bit more Syndicate.
Yeah, a bit more Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Just keep doing odd mission here and there, just to. It's mainly my son keeps going on my account on his Xbox so he can play Destiny. He logs in as me when he can go on his own account and play his the Taken King and stuff. So when he's on that, obviously I can't log in because it'll log him out. So I just go on my PS4 and play a bit of Syndicate. But the main thing I've been playing all week, which is a hot potato this week, is The Division, the beta.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I've been playing a bit, and I actually done the. Fraser has got a code for it, so
You know,
for
right?
some reason or another, I had access to the beta, but I've actually threw the money at it today.
Yeah.
And I've pre-ordered it too.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll open it up for Fraser to play now. Did that work, Fraser? Did you get a chance to have a quick look at it?
I have not had a chance to look there, Robin, but I will check it out.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
and let you know.
So what do you think, Mark?
I love it. Yeah, it's really good. It's It's got a
Game
few.
of the year, Mark.
Well, so far, yeah. It's only 4 weeks into January, but yeah, it's game of the year. It's got that Destiny itch about it, where you got the loot and the leveling up. Because me and Greg both knew we wanted this game, so we've been sort of end of.
Sorry, Mark. Can I
What?
interrupt you there?
Yeah,
Because I'm going to anyway.
Yeah.
I'm in an interrupting mood.
you want to know how we knew it would be
How
good?
did you know that you wanted this game? Because the only thing I can remember is just everybody going ooh when the guy shut the door, right, on the car. That was the Division, wasn't it? When you
Yeah, and it
shut
does
the door,
that.
that ignited a nation.
It does that in the beta, so it's there. Ever since seeing the reveal 2 years ago, was it? And then every E3 since and every game show since, just the look and feel of that game, it's had me hooked. And
Okay, well, here's what I've done. I've started it up, and I went through the character creation thing.
Yeah.
I haven't done that much, actually. And so I've ran to the base, and I've looked in the 3 different rooms. There's a medical room, a science room, and something else.
Security room or something, yeah.
Security room. And I've farted about there a little bit. And then I'm sort of walking across town and getting shot by looters here and there, or they're looters or rioters, or not quite sure. And on the way to the first mission. But when I went to start the first mission, now maybe I've got this game all wrong, and maybe it's just the beta. But when I went to start the first mission, it wanted me to wait for matchmaking, or can I not just go into that myself? Do I have to wait
Yeah.
for other randoms to play
No.
with, or what? What do you?
No,
how do you do it?
I've done all the single player stuff solo. You can do it all solo. So
Okay.
it might be an
So I was
option
getting
you've
worried that it
selected. Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting worried that it was going to be that sort of you had to play online.
No.
It looks like it's going to be better, being with a fire team, if you want to call it a fire team.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks good. It looks nice. I got annoyed at it because I kept even almost immediately. There was some annoyances like people repeating things that the
Yeah.
the computer, when you go up to a guy, oh yeah, you're doing a really good job, or we really need you, or you're great work, great fighting, and all
Yeah.
this. And God, is that the way this is going to be? That's annoying after 10 or 15 minutes of this. What's it going to be like after 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 hours?
Well, hopefully
hopefully-
that's just a snapshot. It won't be you wouldn't have thought you'd downloaded the whole game as a beta, would you? You hope. But my biggest criticisms I've found with it so far is on the single player side. Well, if you can call it single, on the PvE side, not in the Dark Zone, which is a PvP, is the enemies and the actual events seem quite sparse. There's a lot of running about and doing nothing, looking for an event or a mission. So I found that a bit worrying at first, but I'm pretty confident that won't be in the full game, because the full game is supposed to be huge and there's been loads of missions. And like you mentioned in your base, you've got them 3 sections: your medical, security, there was technical, was it?
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah.
You've got to level all these 3 of these things up to unlock certain perks. And to unlock these things, you have to do a lot of stuff. So I can imagine there's going to be a lot of content there, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that. I mean, the world is beautiful. I do hope
Yeah.
there's more in it. That you're not just traveling through the world to get to your next point, and there nothing happens. Maybe the odd attack here and there, but I hope there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because it really does look as good as what we've seen
Yeah.
in some of the
Yeah,
trailers.
it's decent, yeah. Yeah, it's visually really good.
Yeah.
And like Fraser says, when he walks past a car up in cover, he'll close the door.
Beauty.
One of the perks is a sticky grenade launcher, and that is superb. You'll see 2 guys looting a dead body in the middle of a road, and you can do a pulse scan so you know they're enemies. So you just launch this sticky grenade at them, it'll hit one of them, but both stand up and go, oh, what was that? And you hit detonate and it just blows them both up to bits. It's really satisfying. If you look on the Xbox community feed, I think Greg's done a record that video on it of the very thing I've just said, so it's really good. So yeah, there's PvE, and then they've got what's called a Dark Zone, which is PvP.
Yeah.
Now, I had a venture into the Dark Zone solo, which I don't think's recommended. You're best going in with some friends in there. Basically, once you're in there, you're a friendly agent, non-hostile agent, until you open fire on another friendly agent. Then you become what's called a rogue agent, and you get a red tag above your head instead of a white tag, and you become a marked man or woman. And you have a bounty put on you as well, so people will actively hunt you down. So there's pros and cons to shooting people. Yeah, you can shoot them and loot them and take all the gear, but once you do that, you become a rogue agent and you are hunted down. You are on everyone's radar, and they will come for you. What else I've done differently is any gear you get in the Dark Zone, you can't just simply take it back to the exit point into the main world area because it's contaminated. So what you have to do is you have to go to an extraction site, launch an extraction flare, and then a helicopter will come. But it takes about a minute and a half for this helicopter to come. And everybody in the area gets a notification there's an extraction in progress. So what does everybody do? They all congregate there, and they may be friendly, they may be not. If they've got the red name above them, open season, shoot the hell out of them. But if they've got a white non-hostile thing on them, it's still not to be trusted, because when that helicopter comes, they can still kill you and nick your stuff. This is what we saw at the last E3, was it, or Gamescom, where the friends took each other out. Because when this helicopter comes, it drops a rope, and you have to put your loot onto this helicopter, which takes it away to get decontaminated. And then that's available for you in your headquarters in the stash compartment.
D-Dog sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's quite a clever mechanic, that.
When I seen some of the E3 stuff and some of the other stuff that they've released, there was that thing about you were walking around and you're maybe your fire team. I'll use the term.
Yeah.
Fire team of 4, and you went
Yeah.
and done your task, and then you could bump into another fire team.
Yeah.
And you could maybe join forces with those against the common enemy.
Yeah.
And then you could turn on them and get
Yeah.
their loot.
Yeah.
Is that in this beta?
Yes.
Is that something
Yes.
like that? On there?
Yep, because once you've got... Yeah, there's as well as other players in the PvP area, there's AI enemies. Now, these are a lot tougher than in the main game for that leveled area, but they do drop a lot better loot. They will drop more loot, more chance of dropping legendaries and higher ranked stuff. Hence the lucrative incentive to shoot one another to get that loot. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
So,
all right, cool. So, you think it's going to be a hit or a miss then?
No, I think it's going to be a hit.
It's done enough.
Yeah.
I mean, in the chat, I'm just keeping a short eye on the chat there. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a rake of folk in there, including President Business himself.
Yeah.
I hope he's probably.
I thought you were
puking over his-
President Business. I can't keep up.
Yeah,
Over his
yeah.
keyboard.
Greg's not on tonight, so he's President Tank Top at the moment.
tank top today.
President
Yeah.
Illness.
You know, we have Soul Brother there being very smooth. Yeah. Okay. And well, Nat, Hammer Time Nat, he's saying that he's definitely not cancelling his pre-order, so he loves it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. I mean, there was the Division, and there was the other one that just released there.
Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. No.
Yeah, and what I seen at EGX was this was definitely the better looking of the two.
Yeah.
I suppose they are two very different games, and this is a RPG. You know, this is an RPG.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. There's a lot of lot more to just being a shooter, third person shooter. There's all the leveling up, all the skill trees, all the perks. Yeah, it looks quite an involved game. It could be a Destiny killer. We don't know.
Yeah. So well, I think it has that Destiny sort of. Don't be a Destiny killer.
A lot of people are saying it's got a Destiny vibe.
Yeah, it's
That's what I've been
Destiny
hearing.
plus
Mm.
that Ubisoft big world. I'm sure there's a tower you have to climb up and dive off somewhere as well. So, yeah. So yeah, it's coming. How long is the beta on for? Is it
I
a few
think
more
it
days?
finishes tomorrow night. I think it
I'd say they will
finishes, or it might even be tonight. I'm not sure. I know it's not on long.
I'd say
So-
they'll probably extend it,
I hope so.
probably because that's not what they usually do.
Does anybody in the chat
So
know?
that's what you. I don't know.
I haven't got the chat window open with running the OBS.
Oh,
I didn't
okay,
run it, so I've
No.
just throwing it out there if anybody knows when the beta ends. Because I think a few of us are getting on after the podcast. If anyone
Yeah,
wants to
well,
join
it's-
us,
Well, Tank Top says tomorrow. So
yeah. If don't play with Tank Top in the Dark Zone because he will.
I made you my bitch.
That's what Tank Top will do. He'll take your stuff full
Fraser.
Tank Top.
what have you been up to, sir?
I have been up to a few games actually. I've probably got a few games here that are the main ones I've been playing. Just quickly, I'll run through a couple. Sony had a sale on PlayStation, a flash sale last week. I dived in there and I bought Flower, which
bad.
was like a
Fleur.
couple of bucks. Yeah, Fleur.
Fleur.
Thanks. Get it for me.
It's like a
I
film.
bought, Transistor,
Yeah.
which everybody says is fantastic. I've only played a couple of minutes. I bought Outland or Outlast, which one?
Outlast, the horror one in the asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got that lined up. To
That's a
play.
scary ass game.
And I bought Hokum.
Yeah.
Anybody play that? Seth McNish.
I've got all these on PS Plus. You've missed out on these, Fraser.
Yeah, I have missed out. But,
Yeah.
you know, at a couple of bucks each or whatever, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Seth McNish said Hokum. I think it was Seth.
I know Shiny raves about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no,
It's one of them arty-fighty games, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't take drugs.
Oh God.
So yeah, these games are now wasted on me as I'm well past that.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I finished Infamous Second Son, which I enjoyed.
Oh,
Found
I
it was
love that
good.
game.
Yeah, I
Did
thought
you
it was
like
really
it?
Good.
Yeah.
I did. I'll just quickly. I'll just talk about that because I spent a ton of time before really pushing towards the last part of the story. I cleaned up the city, so
Yeah.
I felt it was a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
But I didn't need to do it. But once I moved past that, it was excellent. I did a very, very good job of dishing out the powers and the 3 different types of powers that you get.
Which was
The
your
boss
favourite
fights,
power?
Neon, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you could just bolt it across
Yeah.
the city with neon. It was really good. In fact, there were 4 powers, weren't there?
Yeah, the last one you only get for a short period, don't you? The concrete.
Yeah, but you can
Yeah.
go back and clear up the city
Yeah.
with concrete
Yeah.
if you haven't cleaned it up. It was good. Good boss fights at the end.
Yeah.
Great. You know, I think
Good
it,
story.
I think it,
I thought the antagonist, that woman, can't remember her name now. I think she was a great character, well
Yeah,
voice
she was
acted.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they all were.
Yeah.
Were,
Yeah.
well,
And
okay.
Delsin's brother, I thought he was a great character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved that game. For an early release, it was superb.
Yeah, it was really good. So I enjoyed that. I've replaced that with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare,
Wow.
which is
I enjoyed the single player on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started it off. You know, here's the thing about it. I started it off on hardcore. This is the first Call of Duty since any of them that I've bowed down and just said, you know what, I'm going back off to regular.
Yeah.
I've always done all the games on hardcore. This one was just kicking my ass. I just getting, I guess, I'm not in the zone for this stuff anymore. But
It's an age, just an age thing.
I didn't want to say it, but you had to go there.
You're an old twat.
Thanks, I'm still fighting it, but you just like, yeah, evil, sinister man. What was I going to say?
Like, is that oldest? Forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, see, my memory's going. That's just terrible. That's whatever. So I bumped it down to regular, and it's far more enjoyable. It's not stressful, and I am plowing through it. So I could do with a difficulty somewhere in the middle. But I'm plowing through it, and it's good. I mean, it's typical good shooter. I find it not as enjoyable as some of the older ones. It's a little bit too futuristic. There's 6 different types of grenades you can select from, and
But it's quite cool how you select it and he presses a button and it cycles through with different types of grenade.
no, you know what? And this is the thing, okay? And this is a running theme now that's going to go across pretty much all of the other games I'm about to go through, right? Is that if it's good, but it's not really my jam, right?
Yeah.
So it's just I'm harking back now for a simpler time of maybe something like a Call of Duty 2, right? Where let's just focus on just battling through and whatever. This one's got everything: exoskeletons and double jumps and power surges and climbing up walls with magnetic hands. So it's very, very flash and it's very, very cool. But it's just I'm finding it a little bit much. But I'll go through it. The other thing I wanted to talk about on this one is Mr. Kevin Spacey being in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
sorry, goodness. It's Advanced War. Sorry, I thought it was the very latest one.
No.
Okay, so you're at Press X de Morn, that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not Blocks 3. No, this is.
Okay, all right. Press X de Morn.
Come on, catch up, Grandad.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there was a discussion. I don't know if anybody listens. I think it was the CAGcast had this discussion the other day about, or maybe it was Player One. I can't remember, but about having big name stars in video games. And is it a good thing or isn't it a bad thing? And I'm not convinced it's a good thing. I mean, I like the fact that we have voice actors like Nolan North and like that other guy who's just as famous as him, who I can't remember.
Troy Baker.
Who we
Troy
sort of
Baker.
know, who we know who they are, but they do voices and they become the characters, and they do very well. Whereas Kevin Spacey, every time he appears in this game, he takes me out of the magic of the game for some reason. I just start thinking about Kevin Spacey, and then I start comparing him to his character in the one about where he's the president and all
House
this
of
sort of
Cards, yeah.
House of Cards. And I just don't like it. I mean, I just think it takes me out of the experience. I mean, it has some very solid characters in there. If you spend most of your time following this guy Gideon, who's this English sort of SAS type character who's really cool. And then you have, and by the time you've worked your way through half the game, you're starting to know the other guy in there and the girl. I can't remember their names, whatever. But you get to know them. And then Kevin Spacey pops up again. You're just like, oh, fuck off, Kevin. Enough. I mean, he's good. He's good. But I think it just pulls you out of the magic of the game. Anyway, so that's it. I just wanted
How good of those cutscenes are.
you know what? It is a flash game.
Yeah.
And
They
I
are
think
so realistic.
That is one of the things: is you sit back and you play a game like Call of Duty, and you get a chance to sit back and go, right, I want to see the big screen thing that my console can deliver, and that's the good thing about Call of Duty. It is cool. It is really flash. Some of the effects that they throw in there, some of the scenarios, and I mean, it's very impressive stuff. So, yeah.
I think this is the first year I haven't bought Call of Duty. I haven't bought Blobs 3, and that's the first time ever that's happened. And that's kind of odd.
I've heard
Maybe
some
it
good
isn't
things
even-
about it. I've heard people say it's better than the multiplayer side of it's better than Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, well, they're not going to get any better than COD 4.
No,
For me, my jam was Modern Warfare 2, actually.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 was
I just
phenomenal.
loved
But
it.
since then, I just feel like a lot of us are moving away from
Yeah.
that, right? And we're not
Yeah.
getting any closer. So for me, it's just like I'll throw COD on and I'll play it and I'll finish the campaign. But I might have a couple of goes on the multiplayer, but I'll get the shit kicked out of me, right? and I'll be the noob. And and then it's not fun anymore. So that's
Okay, so you've been doing something very rude with horses, I believe.
Yes. I've been playing Pony Island. Now,
Bloody hipster.
yeah, right. There is a world out there besides the console, and loads of people are going, "Yeah, Pony Island. You got to check out Pony Island. Yeah, it's really cool. You just feel like it's the in thing. Like on the street, you should go get it." And I dropped $5 on it. And, I don't know. Right? Okay, go listen to the veteran gamers for this week. Duke Scath, right? I don't necessarily agree with everything. I absolutely, definitely do not agree with everything that our
Hold
friend-
on, sorry, just a second. Team Duke, Team Duke, Team Duke.
All right, Team Duke, right? I absolutely 100% do not agree with 100% of what Duke Scath says. But I tell you what, when he's right, and I agree with him, he is so right. It's unbelievable. That guy nailed the Pony Island review that I was going to bring to the table this year and bring to the table today. It's just I don't know. People are saying it's great, right?
Yeah, Gary Amraslever, he raved about that game.
See, he's got the weird and shit vibe, right?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Okay, so for people that don't know about Pony Island,
Yes.
what the hell is it?
Okay,
Is it
right.
My Little Pony with the Devil? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this sort of weirdy type game where it starts off and it's like, welcome to Pony Island. And it's sort of like an old 8-bit type of game or whatever. And you play Pony Island and then things start and you just play this pony who's jumping over some gates or whatever and shooting butterflies or whatever it is. And then you suddenly, it starts to go a bit weird and things. And then it becomes this sort of whole Deus Ex Machina, right? Is that the way it's correct way to say it? Ghost in the Machine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you seem to be starting then to figure out a way. Oh, Pony Island's crash, and then it gives you file folders, and you got to try and find the right file folder, and then it gives you sort of puzzles to figure out logic ways to get to something else, and next thing you know, another screen might pop up, and you don't know what you're doing, and then suddenly there's a little thing in the corner there, and you just go click that little bug in the corner, and it expands into something else, and you're back playing Pony Island again and shooting weird devils and things like that, and flames are coming out, and it's
Sounds like
Okay.
it's an interesting sort of really weird puzzler. What the hell is going on? How do I figure out my way to get to the next, keep progressing forward and getting to the next stage? But unfortunately, it seems to be very repetitive on the types of exercises that it gives you to try and continue on. And after 2 hours, I've just been beaten into the ground, and I'm like, enough is enough. There's only so many.
I'm gonna pass.
I would pacify. Yeah, I would absolutely pacify you. I mean, it's just, and again, it's just what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad game. It's just really not my cup of tea. So tread warily, folks, is what I would say about Pony Island. Yeah, that's Pony Island. I've also been playing Resident Evil Revelations 2. Right, this is an older game that came out last generation, but it's also on this generation too. Set somewhere between Resident Evil 5 and 6. They released the first episode. It's episodal. They released the first episode for free, so I downloaded that. Downloaded that. Just my dinner, spaghetti meatballs coming back. Episodal. They released episode 1, so I thought I'd download it, and it's not really on my radar. It's like, well, it's not Resident Evil 7. I loved Resident Evil 4. I loved Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 6. Meh. And this is just sort of another Resident Evil they've released, and then I started playing it, and it turns out it's really good. It's really, if you like Resident Evil, it has everything that you would like about Resident Evil. That's sort of like, I'm constricted and can't turn around and shoot, and then there's things that are just trying to eat my face, right? It's simple.
What's the one that we have? Is that it? Is that the one that we have?
That's on there. I've actually been playing it on the PlayStation, but it's on Xbox.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
I was watching that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say if you've missing your dose of Resident Evil 4 or 5 or something like that and haven't played it for a while, it's worth a look. I played through it and then suddenly realized I had missed a whole load, and I went to play through it a second time. And like these Resident Evil games, you always get a chance to play through a second time, and when you know a little bit more about the environment and you're a little bit more clued in as to how to tackle the bad guys and where you're going, and it's not so frightening and weird, and you get a second chance to enjoy it even more. So it's really good. I think I'm going to hunt down the other episodes and crack on with that. So that's good.
And are they releasing this? Is it monthly, quarterly? Is it?
It's all out. It's been out for a while.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
it's
right.
all there ready to go. So there's no
Okay.
waiting. If anybody wants to jump in, now's the time, and it's all there.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Blast from the
So,
past.
Yeah, it is a blast from the past. Claire Redfield is sort of the main character, and she's the strong woman who's doing all the shooting of the bad guys. And then she's got this sassy-mouthed girl with her who points the flashlight and swears a lot. And
Yeah, okay. So I did play some of this, and I played it for about an hour. And I actually thought that mechanic was really cool. Actually, the way you could swap between each other. Is
that's
that right?
Yeah, you can swap
yeah.
between them, and then if you turn to Moira, who has the flashlight, she uses the flashlight to dazzle enemies, or she can seek out treasures within the rooms and stuff like that. And then once you get through all that, there's a second pair who comes in. There's quite a bit to this first one.
Okay. I'll play some-
Moira's dad comes in. Barry, the best name ever in video games.
Barry.
Barry. Bazza comes in. He's loaded to the teeth with loads of guns, and then he escorts a small girl, and they sort of go through the same areas, like doors that you couldn't go through in the first section with Claire Redfield. Moira.
Yeah.
Now suddenly you're able to go through, or the girl can sneak underneath holes that you saw in the first time you're going through. Why is there a hole there? We can't do anything. Well, it turns out she can go through the holes and open up gates and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's really good. I'm enjoying that. So
Okay. Anything else?
yes,
What?
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh.
Okay,
Yes,
right, here we
okay.
go. Right. So,
All right.
so anyone who has seen my tweets from this week, strap your helmets on because we're going in. Okay, right?
I'm a gynecologist. Let's go.
I have renamed this game. Are you ready? Did you know this? Mark?
This better be good. No, I don't know this. I've not seen this.
I have renamed it Dumb Raider.
Oh!
Well,
Okay, why?
Off a
Because I'm playing
podcast,
this
off.
as Well, so okay, we're doing
I
this
don't
together.
like Fraser anymore.
See,
Okay, so
this
why?
is
I made
polarized,
you my
right?
bitch.
Okay. Okay, right, and this is why. It is really good.
Yes.
Okay, it's an excellent game,
Okay.
right?
Got that. Yeah.
But God, it just blows my mind about the hand holding and the signposting of everything to get through this game. Right? It is so. I find it immensely frustrating that I'm sitting there in a tomb going, right, okay, what have I got to do? I can see there's some levers over there. I wonder if I try and shoot that. And then suddenly she goes, well, I think you need to pull that barrel over here. It's like, I'm trying to figure that out. I am
Yes.
trying
Yeah,
to
but it's
figure
just-
that out.
But you took too long, you old fart. You were
I-
standing there and they wanted this for too long. She was trying to give you a little hint. I mean, she
I don't-
didn't give it away. She just gave you a bloody hint. You
No.
old fart. Move a bit faster. Move
No.
your Zimmer
Can
a
you-
little bit more.
Can you not turn hints off?
You can turn the dialogue down,
Yeah.
right? But there's all the hints there. Every time you get into the habit of clicking the right thumbstick, right, so that you get that whatever view it is, and
Yeah.
everything that's interactive that you can interact
Yeah.
with, it turns gold.
Crofto
So you use
vision.
that because- what's it? I don't
I don't know. Crofto vision.
Croftovision.
Croftal vision.
Tumorama. And you're sitting there and you're clicking that all the time because you want to find where are the sticks that I need to pick. God, man, if I pick up another fucking bird's nest or a stick, I'm gonna go mental, right? There's all that going on.
You got to make your arrows somehow.
See,
Right,
see, I'm
right,
loving
right,
all
okay,
that. I'm loving it all. I love picking up bird's nest soup. And I
Okay.
don't know what it's all for. It's for making stuff, but it's brilliant.
I know, but right? Come back and talk to me, right? When you've played this for 6 hours. Right? You're still-
I've played this for a lot more than 6 hours.
I know, but okay. But the other thing is, every time you click the thumbstick, it does a big shaft of golden light that tells you 5 foot from where you are. You need to go there, even though it's 4 foot from where you're standing. That's where you need to go, Laura. I'm like, oh, you know what? Every hand ledge has white written.
Yeah.
It's just.
And everything you can pull has lots of rope wrapped around it.
Yeah, it's just like.
I know, but the wolves, they come and
And
jump
the
on
bears.
that big bear.
Right.
Yeah, you have to
Okay,
gas the
right,
bear.
I'd like to a massive shout out to, I think it's, I gotta get the name right, Elusive or Redacted.
Yeah, elusive man. Yeah.
Elusive Man, right?
Yeah.
It's he said about the bear. He goes, that bloody bear fight, right? You're jumping around like Super Mario, right, to get away from that bear. It's just what is going on. It's just, and I find the fighting, I don't find it very tight. I just find it a little bit loose. I just finished one bit where you're under the ice. Do you know the bit
Yeah,
I mean? And
yeah.
you've got the holes in the ice.
Yeah, and you pull one in,
That
don't you?
was
Yeah.
rock solid hard.
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool. I really like that. That was a really good challenge. So don't get me wrong here. It's a great game, right? But
Okay.
it's not what I want. What I want is that Tomb Raider where you're spending time going, where's the figuring out? Where's the what on earth do I do next? I want it to be hard enough that I have to go check a walkthrough on GameFAQs or something like that.
Yeah.
I had to do that today. For it.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't find the bloody bird. And
Is that Canadian for noob?
You had to find a bird with a message on it. It was like a separate little mission. I'm in
Oh.
a Soviet base. I'm doing lots of missions, and I couldn't find this friggin' bird anywhere that had a message on it that you had to shoot. And I had to look at it.
Do you know one of the most frustrating achievements I did on that game was the rotisserie achievement where you have to throw a chicken in the air and shoot it with a fire arrow to cook it in the air. That is so hard. I ended up going up against a wall and kept throwing this chicken up against the wall so it sort of like stay in one place and trying to shoot it with a flame arrow. I got it in the end, but yeah, it was
I don't know.
it was frustrating.
So,
Right,
like,
so
I'm putting my hands up and I'm just saying, look, then these games, I know I'm sounding like a bit of a negative Nancy about all this, except for Pony Island, I don't know, but they're good games. They're just, I don't know, there's just Tomb Raider's bugging me. It's just
Not the way they used
You
to.
demand more of your games these days, don't you, Fraser?
I do and I don't. I just
You've been spoiled by Metal Gear, haven't you?
honestly, I don't think it's as good as the first one.
Yeah. You've been spoiled by Metal Gear.
You hear that from?
I don't know. Well, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm enjoying all the collectibles. I'm enjoying all those bits and pieces and making things. But there just seems to be so much. I mean, I'm in the Soviet base. I've went through a prison and the gulag, and I'm up over the mountain doing something weird and wonderful right now. And I love all the mechanics. I love the ice climbing bit, and I love looking at her arse. I like her arse.
Arse.
is very,
I
very-
don't think she's as good looking as the first one either.
Oh, fuck off, will ya? Just piss off back to Canada. Go on.
Seriously, I don't.
Dear God, who are you?
Look at you, Lara Croft lover. Cool your jets there, man.
Oh, God, here, let me some of your
Take a cold
Kleenex.
shower. Don't mention Kleenex. Going too far now.
Right, okay, well, I like Tomb Raider. Your man over in Canada doesn't.
No, I do
Right.
like it. You're getting me wrong. I do. I think it's a good game. I like it, but I just don't think it's where it should be.
He could do better.
Okay. Yeah, okay, well, no, sorry. I don't think I would put it as Game of the Year. I don't think I would have done that.
Not like me and
would've
Greg
had
then, it would in our top 5.
I would have had it in the top 5, definitely.
Yeah.
Can't be. Look, you got to get your knives out, right? You can't be afraid to get the knives out. You guys are all too nice.
No, it was in my top 5. I thought it was worthy.
All right. Anything else? All right, let's go.
No.
All right, okay. The stuff that I've been doing, an old PlayStation game called Velocity 2X, and it's one of these things. I switch it on, play a couple of levels. I mention it because it reminds me.
Excuse me.
As old as me, a game on the Commodore 64 and Amiga called Iridium, which was like a 2D down spaceship flying along these big super structure spaceships, and you had to fly back and run in and around. And there's bits of it remind me of that, and there's bits of it remind me of the old arcade game like Mission Impossible. So parts of it are you're in a spaceship and you have to collect all these wee things, and it's like a bullet hell shooter in parts of it. And then it switches. You get out of your spaceship and you run through like a Metroidvania type levels, and it's fast
Little
and
mini platform
quick.
levels, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it's a bloody brilliant little game. It was free. I know it was being out on PlayStation for quite a long time, and I have it on both, but I only started to play it on the Xbox, and it's fantastic. I really like it. I've maybe do a level or 2 levels at a time, and then I'll come back to it again.
Yeah.
I bought that.
You bought
Yeah.
it. Oh, did you buy it?
Yeah, on
Is
Xbox.
that why? Oh, is that why it appeared?
Robin thought he got it
Oh,
free.
I thought it was a freebie. I thought it was a freebie.
Well,
Okay.
well, it is in a way.
You look at the big spend on that one, man. That was
Oh,
mine.
thanks, Canada. Yeah, so it's good. I finished over the last week or two. I finished Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I was very, very late to the game.
Yeah.
That was bloody brilliant.
Yeah, I enjoyed that game.
Loved being a pirate. It was friggin' fantastic. I loved all. Didn't like the diving under the water business under the bell. That was a bit.
Yeah, with the sharks and everything.
I just didn't do it. But I just loved being a pirate. I loved upgrading my ship, and I was happiest when I was at sea. If you haven't played Black Flag, play it. It's
Not
cheap
yet.
and it's brilliant, and it still looks good. And I even the credits at the end of it were cool, and there's lots of little extra cutscenes.
When I like the sea shanties when you're on the ship, you can hear all the
Yeah.
sailors singing along and stuff.
I couldn't stop myself on the ship, going to pick up little guys that are marooned.
Yeah.
So many marooned people. So many, and as your ship got more and more badass, it was brilliant. But again, it's an old game, it's 2 years old now, and I went back to it. Apart from the Division and Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I've been having fun with, especially Rise of the Tomb Raider,
Shite.
I've been playing a little iOS game called Prune. And Prune is lovely. And it's, so that
Is it a bit dried up?
Yeah, it's like your ghoulies. Two prunes. The idea behind Prune is you play it up and down on your phone, not left and right.
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, this is like the
And
tree
you
growing one.
Yeah, you draw a little vine, and it could be they say it's a plant, but it could be a vein. So, but they say it's a plant. So you put up this little plant, and it starts to grow, and the branches start to come out, and it gets higher and higher, and when it gets to a certain height or to a certain place, all the flowers bloom,
Fleur.
and you've completed
Flowers.
Fleur.
That's why my accent is so grinding. Yes. And you have to prune the little branch or tree to get it to the height you want. Because if it goes out like a 1970s fan, oh no, can't say that. If it gets out if it gets too bushy, it doesn't get to the height that it needs to. And as the levels progress, you have to like little topiary, like a bonsai tree. You have to shape it to go round corners to get up to different places, and the level ramps up in difficulty. But it's kind of a chilled out, but a very original little mechanic, and it's lovely. We wouldn't say the time in it, but play some Prune. It's a couple of quid. It's a nice little game. So those are the things apart from Forza, which we'll talk about. One game that I actually I was quite surprised, Mark, that you didn't mention, that you immediately dropped on, and I think Fraser is probably be right up your street, is Jonathan Blow's new game, The Witness,
Yes.
because it's been getting so much coverage this week. We're sort of moving into some of the stuff that's been going on in the news at the moment. But when Jonathan Blow, a controversial character, the guy who made Braid, which is a puzzle game, and he's made another one. I think this one has 600 or 700 odd puzzles on it. And I was listening to the Giant Bombcast the other day in the car, and they were absolutely raving about this. Went on for about a bloody hour about it all, and they actually put me off that it was such a, because the way they described it was like mind bending and controller throwing across the room, and you spent 4 hours on one puzzle and it drove you absolutely mad. And when you look at it on YouTube and clips of it, it looks like a join the dots game. In a magazine where you have those maze puzzles where you have to get things one, two, and to another side.
Or like the
All of
sliding
puzzles-
tile things.
No, like a maze. Like
Yeah.
when you there's an entrance and the exit, or you have to get to.
All
the
right,
middle.
yeah.
They all like a variation on those, and I suppose probably the sliding puzzles too. And all based on this island, and there's weird and wonderful stuff as Jonathan Blow would come out of his mind. I mean, it's getting Metacritic scores of what 87, and the punters are giving it about a 7.3. So it's getting sort of a mixed reaction. You know, out of
Yeah,
171 punters today,
I'm
and
reserving judgment on that. I think I'm gonna wait till it drops or there's a sale. I mean, it might. From what I understand, you probably have to wait a while for that to happen. But I'm not running out to buy it. Sounds like the same as you, Robin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was sort of surprised with the PlayStation guys. And I'm sure Tuscan and the like will be jumping on it like mad. Um,
Yeah,
I don't.
actually, the Game Punchers guys, they've been playing it.
Right.
So look, if you there's a great show to check out this week. If they decide to upload it at all this year, I think they should be talking about it.
So is the game actually out now
Okay.
then?
Yeah, well, it's out in the States. I don't know if it's
Right.
going to be released. So, yeah, I think it was released on Tuesday, so that would mean Friday would be the release here again. So,
Right. I didn't know
yeah,
it was
it'd be
out.
interesting to anybody who plays it. I'm interested in it, but I'm terrified of it that it's just I get very bored with it very quickly. Anyway, other big things, and there's not a lot happening this week, but something that's picked out of me is that E3 is in June, and I know it's only January, end of January now, but it'll come around, and people are already talking about it. But something has happened this year where E3 have actually pulled out. Sorry, EA have actually pulled out of E3 this year, and they're going to be doing a couple of shows, one in London and one in LA, just before E3. So they're not actually on the floor this time. They're doing their own thing called EA Play, for a few days, and it's I don't know if it's news or not, but it's maybe one of those things that E3 now has outgrown itself as, where they've started to let more and more of the general public in, where it was just maybe before it would have been 5,000 maybe members of the world press and some special guests, and now last year they had 50,000 people through it. So maybe it's sort of met its peak and these $1 million trade stands.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
Yeah.
the companies just I think these shows are simply pricing people out, right? And if EA has a strong enough and wide enough lineup, and they can support their own show at a cheaper venue, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, when I know when when I do a catering show here in Ireland, either in Dublin or in Belfast, every couple of years, I mean, we put on a pretty big stand, but my budget's like 50,000 quid to put a show on, and I can imagine this floor space these guys have, and even bigger. It's not a small catering show, but it's this,
Yeah.
it's just absolutely nutty what these
Yeah.
guys, they're talking $1 million, $2 million to put on a show. And yeah, they could maybe spend that on their own private show and have all of that extra press into them. And I suppose it's maybe a spin off of what Bethesda did last year, that sort of got the run on E3 with Fallout last year.
Yeah, did
Anyway.
they say on this EA Play, are they opening it to the public, or is it just press? Or
Yeah, so it's for anyone who wants to attend can sign up. So it's in June the 12th in the Mermaid Event Centre in London, and in the 12th to the 14th of June in Club Nokia in Los Angeles. So they're kind of running parallel to each other. So
that's interesting.
now, out of this in their press conference, there's a couple of interesting things came out. One, they've confirmed that Titanfall 2, Mass Effect Andromeda, and a Battlefield game will come out this year, so before the end of 2016. So Titanfall 2 it's on its way. It'll be interesting to see what that is. I'm sure we'll see that at this.
I think that could be the one, because that is a game that has so much potential. It just needs some tweaking, right? Sort of like Destiny in a way. It's like they brought everything to the table that was interesting and cool, but it just needs maybe it doesn't need too much. But single player is what a lot of people cry out for. I know a lot of people who stuck with Titanfall said it was, speak very highly of it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the community had a lot of fun out of it. So, I mean, if they maybe attack a story or tack a story onto it, it may clip some of those boxes that people had. Now, if you think about what they're doing as well, their own private show, they're going to have a a big game to hang it on, to demo. And Mass Effect Andromeda is not the one that you would demo well. Yeah, they could talk about it and show a slice of it, but it's not a hands-on thing. Battlefield, of course, would demo very well, but Battlefield is maybe, unless they go back to World War II, which I would love them to do, might be the one. But I can see them hanging their hat on a big Titanfall re-release for the show as the theme of the show.
They might be going big on Star Wars. Because there's a Star Wars spin-off, isn't there? Movie coming,
Yeah.
so maybe they're doing a game similar to that, like Rogue, is it? Rogue Squadron.
Halo
Yeah.
3.
Haven't heard about it yet, but I know there's a big new King Kong remake coming next year, and I know keeping an eye on what all the things are happening.
We're getting to that age now where we're seeing the third generation of remakes.
First King Kong, but there's so many. There's
King
so
Dong.
many King Kongs, and I remember watching the King Kong made on the same island. It was a porn version of it. It was very, very good too. Yeah, God, that gorilla! Wow, it was well hung. But no, there's a big King Kong movie coming out next year, and I know Universal Studios in Florida are making this massive King Kong ride. And we were there at last Easter, and they'd started work on it, and it looked really cool. And it's due to open about July, so that's the build-up of King Kong. And I'm hoping that they can get a really good King Kong game in somewhere too, because that's going to be that's the big thing next year. So anyway,
Would we have a right old sing song if they came out with a good King Kong?
a good scream anyway. A good sing song of Red King Kong. Oh dear, apples and pears. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm ready for some more Mass Effect at this stage. I hope it's sort of the same sort of universe, or it's not going to be the same universe. Sorry, that's correct. The same sort of feel anyway, and it's a different universe, but that same sort of thing, but with different characters. I'm ready for Mass Effect again. And I'd love to see a Mass Effect.
Oh, he hasn't got video, has he? Can't see me if I put my hand up.
No, I can't. Thank God I can't see you, Fraser. I would like to see an HD remake pack of 1, 2, and 3. And I'd like them to redo the engine in 1.
Fraser's eyes just glazed over when you said remake.
I know. But that's something I would like to buy. I would buy that. I would just like the Uncharted series
It'd be
thing.
great if they could just release those old HD games in
In HD, yeah.
More HDs. More HDs, please.
I forgot to tell you all that I've been playing The Witcher, by the way.
All
You
right.
started it? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Thank
What do
you.
you think? What?
Is it?
Alright, that's it. That's Canada.
No, it's good. I totally forgot. I haven't played it for a few days. So.
Oh no, I've got a phone. The phone. Hello, Kim Jong
Gonna
Un.
have
Would you?
people lining up at my door to lynch me.
Yeah. You know why you wanted to do that ballistic missile test? Yeah, you wanted to target. Yeah, Canada. Do it. Yeah, please. Yeah, thanks, Kim. Oh, Hans Blix. No idea. He's not around anymore. Bye. Oh goodness me. Right. Okay, that's enough. I think we'll have a little quiz just to break things up a little bit. And our wonderful Jason Johnson has sent us in some lovely trivia. This competition is running with all the podcast hosts, and there's scores on the doors for the year. So I don't have no idea what the scores are, but most of them.
Well, you've got 0, and you ain't going to score anything this week, are you?
And everybody else is on 1 that has scored. So this is going to be a challenge for me.
You've got the answers, and you still don't know.
No, I can't see any bloody video tonight, so I can't see you holding up.
Oh,
a
right.
paper.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
Oh, crap.
Yeah. So I'm just going to have to trust you. A, B, C, and D.
Well, we can see each
Alright.
other, so we know if one of us is cheating.
Okay, so question number 1. Get ready.
Yeah.
Okay, all of you. You know what? I knew the answers to these questions tonight. Isn't that just typical? Anyway, what is the name of the woman Booker is assigned to bring back from Columbia in BioShock Infinite? Is it A, Gertrude, B, Anna, C, Danielle, or D, Elizabeth? Your answer anytime.
Right, I've got mine.
Yep.
Okay, so would you all like to say them at the one time together? That would be good.
We could hold them up.
After 3. 1, 2, 3.
We've all said D, Robin.
Yeah.
And you're all absolutely and utterly wrong.
What?
Yep, these are wrong.
Is
The
Elizabeth?
answer is A, Gertrude.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
No, it's Elizabeth. Yeah, it's Elizabeth. Okay, very good. You all get a point. Greg DeLacy, write those down. You're in the chat. Okay, question number 2. In what year does a Mass Effect 3 take place? Now, anybody that says 2014 is getting a slap. Okay? So, in what year does Mass Effect 3 take place? Is it A, 2186, 2183, 2206, or 2153? 2186, 2183, 2206, or 2153. This is easy.
Is it?
Not for me. 'cause
No, it's not for me. I don't know nothing about Andromeda. Right, I'm ready.
Mark, A to D, please.
A.
C.
You just copied off Fraser.
I did not.
Who's your Fraser?
See.
And the right answer is A.
Yes!
Another point.
I guessed that.
Wow.
Nick Tucker. What a guy. Goodness. Okay, so well done. And those points will be added to the trivia competition. Thanks, Jason, for sending those questions in.
Thank you,
Mark,
Jason.
You are one step closer
Yeah.
to winning the fabulous Overseas Connection I'm a Winner t-shirt.
Yeah, but
Winner.
And,
there's still a long way to go yet.
and tickets to Los Angeles to visit Greg.
Yeah.
First class, by the way.
Yeah, for the whole family. On a private jet.
Kim, do you have your notes open?
Yes, give me a second here.
Okay, would you like to go through the new releases for the 1st to the 6th of February? I think things are starting to happen, and each week now there just seems to be more and more stuff happening there.
Alrighty, our new releases for the 1st through the 6th of February. We have Avignon 4, I suppose that's how you pronounce that, for the PC on February 1st. We have Spellweaver for the PC on February 1st as well. We have Tales of Symphonia for PC, also on February 1st. A lot of things coming out on the 1st. We have Albedo, Eyes from Outer Space for the PS4 on February 2nd. Calendula, PC on February 2nd. Why do I have a feeling you're laughing at me for a reason?
It's the albedo thing. It's just, it's just got me.
Cobalt for the Xbox One, the 360, and the PC, February 2nd. Crypt of the Necrodancer, which sounds like
Okay.
a zombie stripper.
Yeah.
What
I
is this?
don't-
I've
I
heard
don't
people
know.
talking about this before. I think it was the Games Men talking about this, the PC people.
Oh, if they're talking about it, it's a weird and shit game, isn't it?
Yeah, probably Amras will complete it.
Yeah.
Sure. It'll be
Yep.
out for the PS4 and the Vita on February 2nd as well. I still say it sounds like a zombie stripper game. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Ooh,
And we have, yes. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth for the PS4 and the Vita on February 2nd. There is also Dre.
Yeah.
Dre. I think that's supposed to be very good, Dre.
Dre.
Got my eye
So
on it.
Is he a doctor? Yeah.
Relates to Dr. Dre, or for the PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android, February 2nd. Gravity Rush Remastered for the PS4, February 2nd.
That might be interesting, that,
Jeez.
because the Vita version of that is really good.
It is.
Sorry, Kim, carry on.
Mega Dimension Neptunia 7 for the PS4, February 2nd. Nitro Plus Blasters. Sounds like a game about gas. Heroines Infinite
Heroines,
Duel, PS4, PS3, February 2nd. Not a Hero, PlayStation 4, February 2nd. Steve Jackson's Sorcery for the PC and the Mac, February 2nd. Oh, here we go. This is one I'll need. American Truck Simulator for the PC, Mac, Linux, and on February 3rd. There we go. Fortified for the Xbox One and PC, February 3rd.
That's a game about cornflakes.
I think so, yes. Agatha Christie, the ABC Murders for the PC and Mac, February 4th.
So, really?
It's another Amros game.
You know what? Here we go. Here's a little odd thing. I'm just going to interject there, just whatever.
Okay.
I watched
Yeah.
the first episode of Columbo last night, right? I decided to watch Columbo because we're talking about Agatha Christie and murders and
Brilliant.
detectives, right? And at the end of it, the credits came up. It said directed by Steven Spielberg.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
This
Got to
was
start
one of
somewhere,
his
haven't you?
first- It was one of his first gigs, was Columbo. Yeah.
So, sorry, he was the one that went just one more thing, isn't that?
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Just
excuse
before
me.
I go, yeah, just
Right,
one
go,
more
just
thing.
one more thing.
Yeah, one more thing. Brilliant. Okay.
Carry on.
Alrighty. The Political Machine
hurry
for PC on February 4th. Shetshimi for the Wii U, which sounds like something made up, on February 4th as well. We have Dungelot, Shattered Lands for the PC on February 5th. And XCOM 2 for the PC on February. That will be the day that Tank Top buys a gaming PC.
Yeah,
so-
Tank Top's already got stiffy. Tom, are you all over XCOM 2? Is that your sort of game?
Nah, I didn't get on my XCOM 1. I'm sorry, guys. I just didn't. Yeah. No. But I let anybody that wants to enjoy it. You know, not my thing. And yeah, if Greg likes it. But is it only common to
PC, yeah.
For now.
So
Yeah.
far, yes.
Yeah, bloody elitist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would have thought, because it's done so well on the consoles that they would have tried to do it, but maybe they're just going for the purists.
Did it do really well on the consoles?
Yeah, I think
so.
it did,
It's
yeah.
done pretty well, yeah. Yeah, it always reminds me of our good friend Christopher Matthew, because I think he lost a lot of his life to that game as well, because he played it on everything. I think he went and tried it a bit like Greg, I suppose. Okay, so it's that time of year. Sorry, the year. Or it is that time of year, but that
Time of the month,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. So our granny is here again, and our granny is giving us some nice games. So on Xbox One, well, nice. It depends how you think about it.
Yeah.
And the Xbox One, your freebies this month, and the way that Microsoft does it is kind of odd. They sort of split the month into two. So on the Xbox One, you've got Hand of Fate. I hear a lot of people actually love Hand of Fate. It's sort of a card battling game.
Yeah, I'm looking
Again,
forward
that
to
might-
trying that.
Yeah. Styx, Master of Shadows, which is a stealthy sort of thing.
Yeah, I
which
did
is-
not get on with that
No.
game at
I
all.
That was free on
Ah.
PS Plus a while ago, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, and then on Xbox 360 with the backward compatibility, you've got Sacred Citadel or Scared Citadel, if you really want it to be. It's a frightened castle, and I suppose the highlight of all this is Gears of War 2,
Which most people are going to own if they bought the
which
Gears of War Ultimate Edition anyway.
yeah, so yeah, it's like meh. In fact, then PS Plus, you've got Helldivers, Democracy Strikes
Oops,
Back.
crap.
on pretty much everything.
That's supposed to be a really good game, is Helldivers.
Yeah, I've played Helldivers.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't not my jam really, but I could see that if that is your jam and you're into sort of tactical sort of maybe something like XCOM or something like that,
Yeah.
where it's a cross between sort of like a Diablo and an XCOM sort of thing. It's
Okay.
probably more like a Diablo.
Yeah,
really.
but-
If it is your sort of thing, you're gonna love it.
The only downside I've heard is that it's got friendly fire on all the time. So you've got to be careful.
And then we've got Grid Autosport. Now, is that a newer one, or is that
That's
there
the
was
that's the
Autosport?
latest Grid one. Yeah, that was after
Okay,
Grid
so-
2. That's on
Oh, right,
PS3.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, and then Lemmings Touch on the Vita.
I'm actually quite
Lemmings-
looking forward to Lemmings on the Vita.
Oh yeah,
I like Lemmings.
You wanna touch someone?
Nom Nom Galaxy. I love the name. And Nova 111, which is pretty pants.
Is
And
it?
then-
I thought that was supposed to be pretty good. No.
Well, opinions vary.
Yes.
And then, and then Persona 4 Arena Ultimax on the PS3.
So
think it's
what's the
like-
difference between that and Persona 4 Golden then? Are they two completely different games, or
One's Japanese and the other one's more
Japanese?
Japanese.
Yeah.
Wrong people asked to ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't really complain about free games, but it is a sort of a mixed bag there.
Oh,
Yeah.
try me.
Yeah.
No, let's
Well,
not.
Well, they're
Yeah,
not
so-
technically free, are they?
Oh yeah, well, okay, fair enough. But no, they're not free. But you would have paid your Xbox Live Gold or your PSN to play
True.
online
Yeah.
anyway, and now it's a bit of a bonus. So.
Yeah.
I
It's a-
am just waiting. You know, the release I'm waiting for, Rocket League on Xbox One. That's all
Yep.
I'm waiting for.
Yep.
As soon as
That's
that
all
comes,
I need. That's
Robin,
all I need.
you can hang back on this one, buddy. As soon as that drops, buy button is mine on that one.
Yeah, you put $14.99 into that. That's a good
Yeah,
lad.
man, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I got that one. So no.
Oh, good lad. You pick him. You can pick him. Yeah, all he needs, he needs Rocket League and a bat and ball game and this thermos, and he's happy. That's all I need. That's all I need is my
I
bat and
picked
ball
up Rocket League. I had a game today. I played a one-on-one game today. That is an interesting way to play
Yeah.
that game.
game. Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't play. I know people love it. Chinny loves it, and lots of people love it. And Mark loves it, and maybe get into it. Okay, so the old stuff that's going on out there. We have Clash of Clans going on Boom Beach. Just never seems to die. I've got to the point now where I think I'm where Fraser was at a year ago. That I'm almost ready to stop, but it's like a drug. You just can't stop going. But everything now upgrading in Clash of Clans for me takes 10 days, 14 days. It's just nutty. But it's still got me. Yeah, it's still got me. The biggest thing that has been happening this past month, as far as community is concerned, is Forza 6, and this is the Mini Cooper League, Loopy's Mini Cooper League, and the final round is happening this Wednesday coming, 9 o'clock UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's been a 4-week league. Last week we were in Silverstone, a small circuit at Silverstone in the wet, and it was flipping crazy. I think it was 15 of us. Greg partook in it as well. Absolutely brilliant racing. Great fun. I won the first race. Wudan was second, and yeah, it was brilliant. And in the second race, we swapped around. I was in the lead and crashed and ended up on my roof, but managed to save second, and Wudan won it. And Wudan and I are on equal points going into the final round at Yas Marina in the dark next Wednesday evening, and that's going to be a tight fight. And if you want to join in, there are places. So contact the Henwood or Parsnip Nose 3000 on Twitter and join in. It doesn't matter what your skill level is. It's you can join in and have a ball. It's great fun. Good racing. Mark, would you talk about We Are Epic, please, and what it's all about, if you could?
Yeah, we've got a quarterly competition called We Are Epic. And what we're wanting from you guys is for you to send in a 30-second maximum length video clip of something really awesome, really funny, really cool, anything which is epic, really. And we want you to post that on our Facebook page, epic.g4t.com. Or if you don't do the Facebooks, you can send it to our very own Bongo at g4t.com, and he will post it for you. Then what we'll do is, at the end of a quarter, we will review all these, we'll pick our favourites, and then we'll put them to a public vote, and this runs until the end of March.
Good stuff. Good. I have some stuff to put up there, and me on my roof, and Forza is definitely going to be one of them.
Can I interject again?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, of course you can.
I know we just briefly touched on going back again, but things happen, and we mentioned Lemmings going back there a bit, coming out on the Vita, and then I saw when the chat Womble MK3 exclaimed that That means he can remember playing that back in the day on his Acorn, and sure,
Yeah.
all of us can remember.
I played it on the Mega Drive.
I played it on the, I think it was
And the old,
Amiga.
I played it on a 386 PC. The
Yeah.
old
First thing I
386.
played it on was probably a Commodore 64. I played a terrible port of it on a ZX Spectrum. It was really awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played it on everything.
Has anyone seen the new game they've released, Flockers?
Yes, we have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any good?
It's there in our library, Fraser. It's the same thing with sheep, but I kind of
Yeah.
think the magic is gone.
Oh,
And I think now if I was to play Lemmings now, I could play it for 10 minutes and get my fix.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I think that it's moved on, but it was lovely and fun. I mean, there was games like Lemmings, and there was was it Worms Armageddon
Yeah.
back in the day that that was great couch co-op when we were all playing together, and that was, I think those things have moved on a bit, but they're it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
I think
then
I
it's
think
got
Lemmings
the
is a good.
nostalgia,
Yeah, I think it's a good retro title for the Vita though. Like you say, a quick pick up and play. If you've got a spare 10 minutes, you want to just do a level or two. I think it'd be quite cool on the Vita.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You can probably use the
well,
rear
whether-
touchpad to select your little lemmings and stuff. So
I didn't even know that was out on the consoles. There you go.
Would you interject again, Fraser,
Sure.
and talk about the first part of Victory Achieved and what it's about, please?
Victory Achieved is a competition run. This one portion of Victory Achieved is running from the 1st of January to March 31st. What you do is when you finish a game, and some people do finish games, you pick up your cell phone or your iPad or whatever it may be, and you take a selfie of you in front of your TV screen with the credits for the finish of the game running in the background. Try to do this when your wife or your husband is not watching, so they don't sit there and go, "What
the hell
on
are you
earth are you
Yeah.
That
doing?
has
Why
happened
did
so
I
many
marry
times.
you?"
oh, I've got it the other way around now. I'll forget, and my wife will say, "Come on, take your photo. Take your photo. You're forgetting."
Oh, very good, yeah. So you just take that and then you tweet that to at g4te.com with the hashtag Victory Achieved. And then at the end of the competition run, somebody, I don't know who it is, or some magical person will
It's randomly drawn. Yeah.
randomly pull a number out of a hat or whatever it may be, and the lucky winner will get a gift card of their console or whatever of choice.
Yeah, I forgot to mention as well, but We Are Epic, there's $20, £15 of gaming credit to be won on that one. I forgot
Yeah.
to mention that.
What they failed to tell you is it's 15 Canadian dollars.
Which is about £7.50.
Worth less than a tweet.
Well, if that happens, we'll maybe help somebody. I mean, are there people with Xboxes and PlayStations in Canada, Fraser? Are you unique?
No, I got mine on the grey market and smuggled it. If Trump puts up if Trump puts up the wall, we're
Yep.
screwed.
Well, most of his Steam games originated from Brazil, didn't they, Fraser?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, wherever we can.
So, who completed some games this week, Fraser?
I did. I completed Second Son.
But you didn't.
It's not on
you didn't
there.
do Victory Achieved.
No, I don't tend to do the Victory Achieves. I'm a little bit lame like that. I've only Victory Achieved very, very occasionally games that I am super, super excited about finishing. Like if it's a special one. So, and whatever. I shouldn't be winning anyway. I'm a host.
Doesn't matter.
So anyway, Kyle Adams completed the best Lego game there is, Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Totally agree.
Corn for the win. Completed Fleur.
Fleur.
Flower.
Fleur.
Flower.
Fleur.
Bastard.
Amras89 completed a game that I threw down in disgust when it tried to make me do a pattern memory. Simon's. Do you remember that game, Simon?
Simon's, yeah.
Simon
Coloured,
with a-
4 colours, yeah.
Yeah, Machinarium that had a section of that. I was like, no way, I'm not doing that. But Gary Lever finished Pony Island, so that guy is a machine. Kyle Adams also finished Life is Strange.
I would like to hear your opinions on that, Kyle. Let me know.
Yeah, I want to get back into that. I've heard so many people say how great it is. Good friend, Companion Cube. This is another game I'm determined to finish.
This is a good game. I'm only halfway through. I keep meaning to go back to this. I like this game.
Need this on my PlayStation 4. That's
Yeah.
where I'm going to finish this
Yeah.
game. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition. Excuse me, there's that meatballs again. Good lord.
Really, the boss hears this.
My wife's cooking. Caliburn M finished Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Oh my good lord, here's the machine again. Amras 89 finished Super Ubi Island Remix, whatever that is.
I had to look these up.
It's
Did anybody take that to the
Yeah,
put
I
that
had to go and
before?
research these.
He mentioned that when I was on the Gamesman RPG podcast. It's supposed to be quite a good little platformer, apparently.
Oh right, yeah, well, okay.
But it is Gary, so we love you, Gary.
And what about this one then? He also finished Haunted Past, Realm of Ghosts.
Yeah, and when he completed this, it was like part 1. I looked at this up, and there was part 1 and part 2, and I had to actually questioned him to see, like, have you done it all? Is this real? That actually looks like a funky little game, actually.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So doing something a wee bit different this year. So at the end of this year, another bit of a competition. The person who completes the most games this year is going to win a nice T-shirt, customized T-shirt, and a nice mug to celebrate the fact that they have spent too much time completing games. And don't be no surprise to us all that Amras Gary is on 6 completions for January. There's 32 completions in the community, so that's like 1 a day, pretty much.
It's good.
Companion Cube is on 4. Colin for the win, FTW, is on 3. And then we've got Pilch, Pixel Theater, Hardly Down, and Kyle Adamski. They're on 2. So get completing. Nice T-shirt, nice customized mug at the end of the year. And get to it. Callum Burnells is 2 there as well. So victory achieved. It pays. It pays to complete those games.
If Kim was in charge of doing the T-shirt, I know for a fact all it will say is overachiever right across the front. Because every time someone does an achievement or something, all we get on WhatsApp is overachiever.
All right, so if you want to join in with what we've been on to, we broadcast this live in some shape or form on twitch.tv /G4TE.com. Sorry, Sorry, I'll start that again. We broadcast it on twitch.tv
Tyvar. Tyvar. Oh, I don't know.
Or if you want a quick shortcut, you can go to live.g4te.com. Please, I would love to get an email from you. So email the show at podcast@g4te.com, and I promise we will read it out. It could be about your laundry, but we will read it out. You can tweet us at OC_podcast. There's a Facebook group as well, and you'll find all the videos from the Epic competition there too. You can throw us some money if you want to. All the money goes into the prize pool. We do give away quite a bit. Actually, I think we give away more than probably most podcasts do throughout the whole of the UK. And you can throw a bob or two at us at donate.g4te.com and give us a review if you would. It would be lovely to get a review. So I think that's almost a show. I would like to see if anybody wants to shout out anybody. Kim, do you have anybody to say hello to?
Well, sure. Of course, you guys. It's another good podcast this week, guys. So, thanks for putting up with my sniffles and whatnot. And my nephew while he was here.
Can't really. Letter of apology, please.
All right, I'll get right on that.
Okay.
I'd like to thank our Twitch people, our listeners, and our watchers. God, I can't think of that word, so I'm struck dumb. But I'd also like to thank some people who've been sending me some nice Diablo 3 goodies, because I'm kind of a noob. Well, I don't know. I'm a level 22 now or something, so I guess I'm kind of out of the noob status. But shut up. But I'd like to thank Same Old Ground and Gunscrim and Nikoi no Yokan for sending me all the extra Diablo 3 stuff. It's been really great.
Well pronounced. well pronounced.
I've been working on it because I didn't want to make him mad by pronouncing his
Knife.
name wrong.
Knife Party was such easier to
Well,
remember. But
Before Knife Party, he was Xtal. I still think of him as Xtal. So.
no Oaken.
Yeah,
That's a band or a group or something.
Yeah,
It's
his
a Deftones
Deftones
album,
is
right?
absolute Deftone crazy. Yeah.
Maybe they'll give me some extra credit since I remembered.
He's a good lad.
So yeah, that's it for me. What about you, Mark?
I want to shout out Gary Amros89 Lever for inviting me on the Gamesman podcast last week. It was I'm becoming a podcast whore now. Yes, that was great. I want to wish my mum a happy birthday. It's her birthday today. And I want to shout out Nicole's dad, who got some good news from his results today, and I think he'll be coming home today from hospital. So nice one, Nicole's dad. I think his name's Mike. So
Yep.
Good luck with the future, Mike. And over to Fraser.
I hadn't really given it any thought, so I'll just say thanks. Well done to Robin for hosting this week. Good to be on the podcast with all of you. I'll give a shout out to Natras because I think I booted him off. He was supposed to be filling in a blank chair, but it wasn't blank in the end. To our comrades who are not here, and friends and family, and everybody who needs to get well soon, or I know there's everyone sick and whatever, and everyone be healthy and happy, and that'll be it. And
Cool.
the
Well,
listeners.
I'm going to say a shout out to the guys in the chat. I mean, you had RCGC there and Soul Brother, and the Gamesmen are in there chirping away. No friendos that they are. We had Womble in there. Nat was in there. There was a rake of folk in there, so it's nice to see that people do tune in live. I want to shout out to a friend of the community, a chap called Tim Kirsch. Team Mank 71 would be the gamer tag, and we've heard that he's had a pretty tough time of late. And just to let you know, Kim, that look, we're thinking about you, mate. Stay strong, get well, and we'll see you back there when you're fit and ready for it. Shout out to Greg and his family. They are very much under the weather, even though Tank Top was in the chat there saying that he wanted French fries. But it must be horrible when you have a full house of sickness there. And I did shout out Fraser last week for being a slag. And just when he said about being slags there, about being on different podcasts. Fraser, you were on the CAGcast. They read your tweet out.
Yeah, I tweeted them. Yeah.
Yeah. Fumu. Friggin' hell. You can't get away from him anywhere.
But you know what? I follow Cheapy D, and I've seen your tweet. I've seen a reply from you pop up on that. It's the most bizarre thing. Some random tweet comes up, and it's somebody you know.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those guys. I think they're funny. I like their perspective on things, which is completely different than.
I like the fact that their podcast is only an hour long, man. I would like to do a shout out to a lot of podcasters at the moment. What is going on with the 2.5 to 3 hour podcasts that are dropping in my podcast app? Damn, so I don't drive anymore, right? So like,
I know when I was on the Gamesman last week, Gary kept saying, "Oh, it's gonna be a short show. It's gonna be a short show." And it was like an hour and a half. And then when we finished, Adley Dan was tweeting out and he tweeted, "Have you finished already?" They must go on for hours and hours.
Honestly, it's not a competition to see who can produce the longest podcast.
I think we like to keep ours to 1:45, don't we? Between 1.5, 1 hour 30 and 1:45, yeah. Which we're on track for at the moment. Touch wood.
Yeah.
Depends how many shout-outs you've got, Robin.
So, and finally, so that's Fraser. I'd like to quick shout out to Pembroke Selby as well, and I'll see you out there, Pembroke. You're a good lad. And that's about us, guys. So, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Overseas Connection podcast. You'll get me at Bongo the Sane on Twitter and Bongo the Sane on Xbox Live. Mark, what is your Twitter handle and your gamer tags?
I am Markanix on everything. MARKANIX.
And Kim?
I am at GamerGirl27 on everything except Twitch and PlayStation, which is at GamerGirl GURL_27.
And last but not least, Fraser.
I am. I don't know. What am I?
Fraser Moo
I'll
on
answer
Twitter.
Fraser Moo on Twitter. I know that.
Fumu on
Xbox.
and
yeah,
Fumu2 on.
Fumu 2.
Yeah.
Mark those, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fumu2 on
actually,
PSN.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to throw my son, he's looking to increase his friends list. He's Stan Moo on the Xbox.
Right. Yeah, I'll throw him on.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'd be over the moon if anybody wanted to send him a friend request.
I'll do that now.
So, finally, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Have a wonderful and safe gaming week, and we will catch you all next week. Thank you very, very much for listening. At Bongo, the Sane, out.
Bye.
Ta-da.